Have you ever felt like there's a constant, noisy argument happening inside your own head? Well, today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea from researcher Karen Faith about how to manage all that inner chaos. And the key isn't silencing it, it's learning how to moderate.
So we're kicking things off with this. A pretty bold statement, right? It totally challenges that piece of advice we have all heard a million times, that you have to perfect self-love before you can even think about offering it to someone else. But what if that's an impossible standard? What if real connection doesn't have an entry fee? So, yeah, this is the first big idea we're going to dig into, a totally different path, one that suggests maybe, just maybe, love isn't some prize you have to win from yourself before you're allowed to share it.
Because, at its absolute core, love is about unconditional welcome. It doesn't check your resume at the door. And believe it or not, and this is going to sound strange, I know, this exact principle is perfected by a very specific profession, focus group moderators. Stick with me, because this connection is the key to everything.
Okay, so let's really explore this central metaphor. What if you started thinking of your own mind as a focus group, just filled with a wild cast of characters?
I mean, just think about the people in a typical focus group. They feel so familiar, don't they? You've got the chatty one, the grumpy one, the kid who's definitely just there for the cash. A moderator's job is to make every single one of these different, sometimes really difficult people feel seen and heard.
And here's where it all clicks. Those people in the room, they have direct parallels inside our own heads. That chatty person, that could be your sentimental, emotional side. The grumpy one, oh, that's your intellectual, analytical self. And the nervous, shaky one, that's the part of you that is terrified of the spotlight. All of a sudden, the chaos in your head starts to look less like noise and more like a room full of distinct personalities.
And get this is the real game changer. Karen Faith starts her morning meditation with the exact same line she uses to kick off a focus group. See, she's not trying to fight her thoughts. She's welcoming them to the table, setting the stage for a productive, respectful conversation.
But let's be honest, this isn't always some polite chat, is it? For a lot of us, it feels way more like a battle. So let's talk about that struggle with a noisy and often really negative inner world.
Because it's one thing to moderate the part of you that loves to travel and the part that's a homebody. But what in the world do you do with the really destructive voices? You know the ones that tell you you're worthless, that you don't belong, that your mistakes define you. These are the thoughts we desperately try to just get rid of.
And that desperation, it leads to this frantic search for a cure. I mean, look at this list. Talk therapy, hypnotherapy, soul retrieval, the tapping stuff, 7 different kinds of yoga, even drinking special tea with a shaman in a forest. It is an exhaustive and frankly exhausting quest for a little bit of quiet.
And after all that effort, all those different therapies, what does it all culminate in? This. A moment of pure frustration, just screaming at your own mind to please just be quiet. It feels like a battle you can't possibly win.
But then came the turning point. And the breakthrough didn't come from another kind of therapy. It came from a really difficult professional experience that completely forced a new way of thinking.
And this is the concept that changed everything. Unconditional welcome. Now, this isn't just tolerance. It's not even compassion, really. It is radical, total acceptance of someone exactly as they are in that moment. No comments, no notes, no judgment.
This whole idea came to light during a really tough research session. The subject was a woman Karen found, well, unpleasant. She was feeding her baby French fries while smoking a cigarette and sharing some pretty strong anti-vaccine views. The internal judgment was just screaming, and making a real connection felt impossible.
So, unable to connect, she decided to try something. A little visualization. She took a deep breath, imagined a shiny soap bubble, and then mentally filled that bubble with the feeling of unconditional welcome. Then she pictured that bubble expanding, first to surround herself, and then to grow and include the other woman as well.
And the shift was immediate, and it was profound. The judgment just dissolved. Instead of an unpleasant research subject, she saw a mother trying to feed her baby, trying to do her best to protect her child in a world that she found terrifying and completely untrustworthy. That welcome, it created understanding.
So, the big question is,
How do we take this powerful tool for connecting with others and apply it to our own messy internal world?
Well, the ultimate test came during a deep personal crisis, when one particular inner voice became relentless. It just kept repeating one terrifying phrase over and over: "I want to die." And shouting "shut up" at that was not working. A new approach was absolutely necessary.
So, instead of fighting, she became her own moderator. She took a breath and set a really powerful, really clear boundary with this destructive part of herself. She said, "I will listen to you, but I will not obey you." And that right there, that is the most important rule of all. Listen, but do not obey.
The result was honestly astonishing. The voice didn't fight back. It didn't argue. It simply said, "Okay." And for the very first time, a real dialogue began. By offering to listen without giving up control, she had opened a door to understanding instead of just escalating an internal war.
And what this does is create a whole new inner landscape. It's not a battlefield anymore. It's a roundtable, a place with one moderator. That's you, keeping order with honesty, kindness, and clear boundaries. And the most important tool becomes gratitude, thanking every part for showing up, for its input, ensuring no voice is silenced and every single part is heard.
This gives us such a beautiful, new way to see ourselves. We're not a broken mirror shattered into a million useless pieces. We're more like a prism. All those different facets, all those voices, they don't mean we're broken. They mean we are full spectrum, capable of reflecting all the colors of the human experience.
So, this leaves us with a question to think about. The practice of unconditional welcome, it starts inside with our own most difficult parts. But it doesn't end there, does it? It extends outward to the people all around us. And maybe by learning to welcome others exactly as they are, we finally learn how to truly welcome all of ourselves. So, who will you welcome today?